And now, the top-rated and most listened-to sibling podcast about theme parks that drops on a Thursday from the state of New York. Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz, brought to you by DillosDizResort.com. Now is the time.
Forever?
Miss Tomorrow.
Old.
A minute and a half.
Hashtag always MGM.
Yeah, about you, right?
Old.
The secret staircase.
We always do that.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Behold the majesty of the Sistine Seal.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
What a cute ending.
Aloha and welcome aboard.
This is Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we are here with a guest that we have been trying to coordinate with for months.
Yes.
Months, Jen.
Back since the holidays. It's been so long. And it feels like yesterday, but it feels like 10 years ago because it still feels like 2020. I don't even know what year it is anymore.
Well, back in December, I reached out to our guest today to present a gift, as it were, to our friend, the drunk stormtrooper.
Yes.
And in an instant, this guest responded, and then he blew us all away during our 24 days of Vlogmas, whatever, with a very merry Vlogmas, a very special
whatever
Vlogmas,
we called it.
whatever we called it back then, and just knocked our socks off. And we couldn't wait to have him on Theme Park Thursday to discuss his career over in Disneyland Paris, just all the things related to music. Please welcome to Theme Park Thursday. He can go wherever he wants. I will stall.
Do you want to go? Is the cat okay?
Yes, my cat was just sitting on my studio light, but now she's on the ground.
Oh my God.
I was like nervous for a second.
I was like, wait, don't introduce him yet.
I was scared for a second. But hello, everybody. Hello.
We'll do a proper introduction.
We were all afraid I was going to say his name wrong, and the cat just prevented all of that from happening. I didn't know which way to say it. I was like, which way am I actually going to say it? But Gijs Van Winkelhof is here on Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz. Gijs, how's it going?
Yes. Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing?
Thank you for being here. We're good to have you on Theme Park Thursday. We're so excited.
It is the wee hours of the morning there.
Mm-hmm.
We are recording at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What time is it in the Netherlands?
It is 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
But that's totally fine because I'm a night owl. So it's really fine.
Yeah. Do you actually get a lot of sleep then once you do fall asleep, or do you only need I'm good with 4 hours?
No. I do like to sleep, but I don't have to wake up early, especially now because, I'm my own boss. But still, because of COVID over here, like in America, most people are already vaccinated. Over here, not yet. So I'll get my first one next month. But because of that, I don't have performances yet. So I'm at home the whole time. So, but that way I can stay up late and it doesn't matter because I can sleep in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at your website earlier today at heistmusic.com, and I see that you offer all these amazing services in composition and just pieces, whatever fits your needs. So why don't you tell everybody about what they can find at heistmusic.com?
Yes. Well, I studied composition actually. Like most people know me as a pianist, but I studied composition for the media. So I write music for films, commercials, theater, and that's what I offer on my website. Custom-made music and compositions. I really like to compose music with lots of orchestral music. That's really my thing. I love strings and acoustic instruments, and and I also make instrumentals for singers. For example, when they need a karaoke, and I make an instrumental, but then in the key of the singer and completely custom made.
Yeah, and you've been writing music though since you were young, right?
Yes, yeah. I've been using computer software to compose music since I was 10. So that's when I was 10 when I started really to make my own music. Mm-hmm. And when I started to play piano, I I don't know, I was about 3, I think, because we always had a piano at home. And that was the time when my sister started to having piano lessons. And then I copied her fingers. And, and so that's kind of when I started with music.
You are sitting in front of the keys here as we're speaking to you. So along the way, as we talk about, growing up with music and Disneyland Paris and all, and your streams on YouTube, which are awesome every Sunday, we'll get to all of that. But anytime you just want to jump in and start playing, by all means.
If you're just itching to do it, we're fine with it.
Let your instincts take over. Whenever you feel like I want them to stop talking in their fast talking New York way. Just jump in with some music.
Okay, I will.
When you were around 3, you started learning the piano like on your own. What was really like the first songs you were playing? I'm sure they were more native to your culture and everything like that. What was really the first thing that jumped out at you? Like, oh, look, I learned to play this on my own.
Yes. Well, it was really movies that I watched as a child. I remember The Little Mermaid was the first Disney movie I ever saw. And so I was like figuring out these notes, and I watched movies like Never-Ending Story, The Sound of Music. So, but like things that I saw on TV that inspired me, that made me want to play these songs, but especially Alan Menken songs. And later, A Whole New World was like, what are the notes? And then you hear... So that's I figured everything out by ear. So I never had piano lessons. It was just listening to music over and over again and then play. And that's how it started.
I was going to ask if maybe early on you did learn to play with music and reading music, or if it was just by ear and watching your sister, but you answered it. So, my goodness.
But that was funny because later I got the same, here's Stropie. I'm not sure if you can see her. She's here. My kitten, she's 5 months old and her name is Stropie. Named after the Dutch cookout. And now she's playing the piano herself.
Musical family.
Yes, she is. When I was a little bit older, like around 6 or 7, I started having piano lessons too. But it was the same teacher as my sister, and she gave me the exact same piano lessons, and I already knew how to play them by listening to my sister. My piano teacher thought that I was really good at sight reading, but I was just staring at the notes as if I was reading them. But I could already play them. But it was a little bit frustrating because at one point I played with 2 hands, but I got all these very basic piano lessons, and I really wanted to make my own arrangements. And I remember that what song was I don't know, but there was a song, for example, A Whole New World. Instead of I got sheet music, she gave me sheet music, and it was not. But it was just like, and it was too simple. Right. It was like, that's not how the song goes. Oh, that's so demotivating. I want to do it myself. So I quit piano lessons because I thought at that point that I didn't need sheet music, or I don't know. I really like to be more creative with my own how I play, and that's also why I moved more towards the compositions and arrangement side of making music rather than being a classical piano player. Yeah, the way how most pianists are trained.
Right.
No, that's hilarious that you went to the lessons and you're like, no, what I've been doing. Again, just
this sounds so much better.
And every week my mom was like, "Hey, tomorrow is your piano lesson. Did you study it?" I was like, and I was already playing all these Alan Menken songs and this and that, and I was like, "Oh yeah." No. And then, Mom, can you play it for me? And then my mom played it and I was just listening to her. And then, okay, now I can play it too. Because it was so much easier for me to listen and then play it than to... For me, at that time, sheet music was like math. Like, this is C sharp. And that was... For me, that was not music. That was math.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
And when did everyone figure out that you weren't actually reading the music and you were just brilliant? When did that happen?
There was with the same piano teacher. She had a new book suddenly, a book that my sister didn't have. So, and then she was like, okay, play this. And then I did the same. Like, can you play it for me first? And I remember it was this song. No, this one. Close to You. The what? This song. Anyway, but she played it first, and then I remembered it, and I played it, and she was like, "Hi, it sounds good, but it's not exactly what is written here. You're adding all these different notes," and I was like, "Oops, yeah." and
You're
also,
on to me.
Yeah.
And also, I remember that I went to a musical with my sister. Suske en Wiske, the musical, is completely unknown outside of the Netherlands and Belgium, but. Then when I came home, I could play all the songs from that show. And my mom was like, "What is that?" And I said, "That's from the musical that we saw this afternoon." She was like, "No, you already play those songs. You know them." I said, "No." And then for Sinterklaas, which is our Santa Claus, I got the CD, the cast album, and I played it. And then my mom was like, "Wait, those are the songs that you've been playing all this time." So that's kind of when my parents knew that I play by memory. And
Yeah, that's amazing.
Is there other musicians in the family that you may be drawing the inspiration from, like this brilliance, as it were? Gift, that's the word.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, my mom plays the piano. My dad as well. My dad is a drummer. He plays like jazz music.
Your dad's been on with you. That's right. Yeah.
That's
Yes. Oh, with Christmas. Yes.
Yeah.
And my mom, she sings in a choir. A chamber choir, so that's like 16 people, and they tour all over Europe, and they went to Morocco as well, and Germany, and they're really good. So I always heard music from my parents. It was more like classical music, but my older sisters, they listened to pop music. So I grew up with all these different genres and styles, and that really like formed my taste as well.
Cool.
Is there ever a time that, as you're going down the composing path and a lot of classical music and the like, and the Mencken songs and everything, was there ever a time, at mentioning a little bit with the pop here, that you were like, you know what? Now I want to be a rock star. Is there? Was there ever a time that like a switch flipped for a little while, and you were like, you know what? I want to rock.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I had a phase like when I really liked Michael Jackson, for example, or. But I think when I really knew that I wanted to be a musician professionally or a composer was when I first saw Star Wars, and I was quite old. I was 17 or 16 when I first saw A New Hope, and I heard the music, John Williams, and it was so beautiful. And I had the CD, and it was mind blowing that I could listen to the CD and still understand the story, because each character has its own theme. So there is Darth Vader, and there's Yoda, and that was so amazing to me that I wanted to do that too. So that's how I started to compose music, kind of in that style, and that's also the music that I sent to the University of Music for my audition. So that's really that was the point that I wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite motif of yours in the Star Wars canon that, like, more than the rest, that really jumps out to you?
To me, the first time I saw this on TV and I heard this music, that was like, whoa. And that's this one. It starts with, of course, the main theme, but it's like... theme of the Force was always like such a beautiful melody, and of course in the movie you see those two, the binary suns, and it's just so magical, and that's always the music that I remember.
As soon as he heard Star Wars, he was like, well, I'm there. Yeah.
So, we're going to invite the listeners to guess when you're playing Heist and when the kiddie's playing.
Yeah.
So, but
Maybe a
if,
bit
if,
of a difference.
yeah, but if Sloppy is being naughty, then I'll get out of the room.
Oh no.
She's getting a little bit playful. She's been sleeping the whole time, so I was like, good, stay asleep. But
Yeah.
she likes to play the piano too. She is.
Of course.
Oh,
Oh,
and now
there
she
you
put on the
go.
metronome.
She's dropping a beat.
I'll open the door so she can go downstairs. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
No, it's fine.
Yes, fine. Okay. Oh, So I'm back.
As long as you're good, we're good. So
Yes. I don't want her to disturb the show.
That's okay.
She might be back soon though.
So tell me a little bit about like when you submitted the music for university and everything else,
Yeah.
and tell me how your university experience like broadened your knowledge and your playing ability.
I remember that audition like it was yesterday. Because I had to send in this music, and I had an interview with one of the teachers, and I also had to study like we call it solfège. I don't know what it is called in English, but it's more like music theory. So, for example, this is a prime. We call it like a third, a fourth, a fifth, and then I have to. It's like, what is this? Like, oh, or this one. This is a fourth because it's Wilhelmus von Ossa, and that's our national anthem. So I had to learn all these little things to remember all the difference between the notes. And so they tested my like music theory, and my dad and I retrained very hard to have that. Yeah, so because that was really something that I wasn't that experienced in, because I always played by ear, and suddenly I had to know how, also like sheet music, how you write them and how you write rhythms and stuff. So suddenly I had to train that before I did that audition, and then I had to play the piano as well. And there was a student before me, and they gave him like Chopin or something, and he had to play that. And I went, no, what if they give me sheet music? Then it is math again, and then I have to stare. But then I was really lucky because they asked me if I could improvise something, because it was a composition study and it was important that I could improvise too. So that's when I said, well, I can play or like make a John Williams medley, and that's how I played them. And I started with like Jaws, and then an E.T. and Harry Potter and everything, and that's kind of so I was really lucky with that, because I'm not sure if because then I was how do you say that? I was hired. How do you say that?
Accepted.
Accepted.
You're accepted into the school.
Yeah, I was accepted. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you blew them away. I mean, I know musicians are insanely talented. I have such respect for all musicians, but I can't even imagine like that maybe they see that often. I don't know, maybe that's naive of me to think, but that during these auditions for university that someone's like, I'll do a John Williams medley. Here you go. All right. And do all the movies in one sitting. I don't know that happens to them every day, but I would think it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. But but I was really lucky, and I was happy that they asked me to do that, because that way it feels like, okay, now I can really show what I got, because I love that music so much.
Yeah. So. And then did you have any classes that you had to take where you did need to read the music? Or have you gotten by this whole time without having to do it?
Yes, I think nobody knew actually. But I had lots of different composition classes, like compose music in the style like Bach or Bartok, but also they had like movies, and they said, this is a movie without music, make your own score. And then you had to tell like why you chose to have sad music on this scene or happy music, and that could completely change the mood of a whole movie. So that was really fun to experiment with. And so besides really like the classical composition way, but also more modern and theater, and that was really fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then how do you record as you're composing? So you kind of remember what you just did as opposed to writing down the notes, or how does that work? What's your process for that?
Yeah, well, I have software and sometimes I played on the piano.
Technology, of course.
Technology, yes.
Like,
so
do you use a pen and paper and just?
No. So, but I do. It's not that I make music with already like loops and presets. I do write every instrument myself, and I have samples. For example, if I write down the notes for strings and I press play, then it sounds like a keyboard, like fake. But I bought samples that are real recorded samples for example strings, and they play every note and soft and loud and without and with vibrato and everything. And that way, with my computer, I can make it sound as a real symphonic orchestra. It's a lot of work, but that way I can. That's how I while composing, I already add all these samples to hear. Oh yeah, this sounds good. No, it should be a French horn instead. And it's still kind of like experimenting, and then just keep what sounds best, in my opinion. So this is really fun.
That's awesome.
Now you've played like Yamaha Hall in Tokyo, and you played Carnegie Hall in New York City. Maybe we were like ships in the night that night. And is there other venues you have yet to play that you're like, I cannot wait to play this venue?
Well, I play at Café Fantasia at the Disneyland Hotel Paris, but I would love to play, for example, at the Grand Floridian at Walt Disney World, of course. Like, there are sister resorts. They're very much alike. Of course, the Disneyland Hotel is a bit smaller, but it's really beautiful, and it's so much fun. That would be wonderful. But oh my gosh, that's a really hard question, because even with Carnegie Hall, I never dreamed of performing there, because it was like, I never thought that I would ever play there, So it was almost surreal. So, that's a really good question. But yeah, I don't.
They're all out there waiting for you. Tell me about how you landed the Disneyland Paris gig.
That was so fun. I was on vacation at Disneyland Paris with my friends. And we were staying actually at the Disneyland Hotel, and we were walking towards the swimming pool. And it's indoors, so I was wearing flip-flops and shorts and everything. And then my friends, we saw the piano, and they were like, "Hey, you should play." And it was 2 weeks or something after I performed at Carnegie, and I also played some Disney songs there. So you know all these Disney songs, you should play there. And I was like, no. I felt embarrassed. But then they asked a cast member, like, "Can you open the piano?" And it was locked. And then they said, "Yeah, and he just played at Carnegie." And all right. Well, then we tried, because most people, they would do like, and they're like, no, stop it. So they gave permission for me to play on that piano, and it was so fun. And suddenly all these cast members came to me, "Can you play this song? And When You Wish Upon a Star?" And it became like a piano party. and then suddenly Mickey was there, because they're all the Disney characters are there the whole time, and it was so much fun. And suddenly my friend said, "Don't freak out. There is a cast member right there, and he's the manager of the hotel, and he wants your business card."
Oh my God.
Oh my
So that's how it happened. And then a couple of months later, I was there not wearing flip-flops, but my tuxedo.
That's
had to upgrade the outfit a bit. I know. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's so funny. I still have videos and photos of myself wearing my shorts and flip-flops. Yeah, it's ridiculous when I think about it. But yeah, it was like Cinderella. But then before the fairy godmother came, so without the tuxedo, but in my simple clothing. It was really fun.
And it's a Disney magic story. I mean, that's perfect.
For me, I love Disney, and I play, and I'm obsessed with Disney. Like all the Disney parks and all these, background music and music from parades and rides. I love to play those there. And in some, like a lot of Disneyland Paris music, but sometimes Epcot music or Tokyo Disney CE music, and some, like a lot of people don't know them, but I love it when people do know them, like some really like, the big Disney fans. And one time I was playing, what was it? Reflections of Earth, and We Go On, and there was a group of cast members from Walt Disney World. And they were crying, and why are you crying? I used to work at Epcot, and it was so. It's so cool that you meet all these people from around the world, and it's just I miss it.
Because you had a Walt Disney World AP, you were an annual pass holder there too, right? It wasn't just so you would still travel multiple times a year to Walt Disney World.
Yes. I used to have it's now expired, of course. But I've been to Walt. I think I've been to Walt Disney World more often than Disneyland Paris as a tourist.
Right.
But also because really great friends of mine live there, so I visit them, and it's so much fun.
I've only been to Disneyland Paris once. So is there, if you were like to speak to people who have not visited Disneyland Paris before, what would be some of the things that you would tell them, or like the must-dos of Disneyland Paris?
Like me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love Disneyland Paris. I love the details. Everything is so beautifully done. And for example, Big Thunder Mountain is on an island, and and I love that the tunnel that goes underneath the water. I would tell about the dragon underneath the castle. That's a huge animatronic, which is so wonderful. So many things. I love the Space Mountain, where there is there's a like a blast off, you launch to the moon, and it's just wonderful. And the corridors in Main Street. So it's not just Main Street USA, but there's also like 2 corridors, and they're beautifully themed. And there's just so many details that I think a lot of people who've never been to Disneyland Paris, but know for Magic Kingdom really well, would freak out about. Like, what? That's so cool. Yeah.
The reason I have to go back to Disneyland Paris is because I feel like such a failure for not doing this research. I did not know there was a dragon underneath the castle. Ooh. And I like learned it that night, and I was like, what have I done? My whole trip has been tainted.
Yes, but that's what I like about Disneyland Paris. There are so many little corners, and that's so fun.
Yeah, we love pockets of Disney parks. Yeah. We call them little pockets.
Yeah.
Did you grow up going to the parks? Because I know, from being young and playing the Disney music, so obviously you were very into the movies, but were you visiting the parks as well during that time?
Yeah. Well, first I went to Efteling. I'm not sure if you know it. Efteling is a theme park here in the Netherlands. And before Disneyland Paris came here, Efteling was like the theme park of Europe. And it's really wonderful. I live an hour from it. It's still really beautiful and really like special and unique. And then I went to Euro Disney for the first time. And I remember that at the end of the Little Mermaid VHS, there was already a commercial for Euro Disney. But they used footage of the Magic Kingdom. So I thought that castle was going to be in Paris. But I was about 7 or 8, like a few years later. And that's when I went to Euro Disney for the first time. Yeah, that was just amazing, and I wanted to go like next year. Can we go again? So that was wonderful, and that changed a lot for me. That from I even did like school presentations about it, and
I was. We understand completely.
Disneyland Paris is reopening on June 17th. What does that mean for your life? Does it mean anything? Do you know anything yet? Can you announce anything here?
Well, not yet, hopefully. But I know that the Disneyland Hotel where I play is going to be refurbished. And I'm not sure how long that will take. I've heard like 2023. But
oh my goodness.
But I hope that there will be other venues where I can play. I know there are grand pianos at other spots as well. So hopefully I can.
Well, because the Art of Marvel opens on June 21st. Right. So do you have your Marvel movie scores ready to go?
Oh yeah, I have to do a little bit of homework for that. But
yes, I know that
I know that there's going to be a grand piano there. So
there you go.
That will be wonderful.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I feel like maybe again, this is a little naive of me, but I feel like our circle, our community, we found you through, you were doing videos of the Interventions music loop and a lot of Epcot music, and we started seeing your videos pop up in our feed, again based on Drunk Stormtrooper and what he was retweeting and things like that.
Yeah.
When did you really start focusing on posting to your YouTube channel? Like, did it become a greater focus pre-pandemic, during the pandemic? When did all that start taking shape?
Well, I started doing live streams on Periscope, which is an app. It's now it's Twitter Live. It doesn't exist anymore. I started that in 2015, and then suddenly I did one live stream, and then I got an email like, you played some Disney music. We're doing a Periscope Disney Pass the Cast, where people that live stream can talk about what they do for 5 minutes. So it was like a train, and that's when I got a lot of like Disney followers. So that's why I started to play more Disney, and I started to upload videos on YouTube, and that's kind of how I found an audience that also likes Disney. And then since September 2020, that's when I started to move over to YouTube, because I already felt that Periscope was going to end soon, and it was been the greatest decision, because I do that every Sunday, and it's so much fun. And I play requests, so people can join in and they type which song they want to like to hear, and I read it and I play, and it's every Sunday. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's great. On Twitter, you post every time, like if it's LA, New York, whatever. You make sure that every time zone is aware. Love it.
Yeah.
When you were on with us in December on our YouTube channel, you did a little Haunted Mansion medley for Drunk Stormtrooper. You did the Interventions. What is some of the most requested Disney music that you get?
In Paris.
I guess that's a loaded question. I can separate it into Disney movies,
but I know.
Disney movies, and Disney parks, if you want to do it that way.
In Paris, people always ask for Beauty and the Beast, or Die Schöne und das Biest, or La Belle et la Bête. I hear all of these different languages, and I would like to play. You know the intro.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a young beast in a shiny castle. Although the prince had everything his heart desired, the prince was spoiled, selfish, and unkind.
Yes.
But then, one winter's night, an old beggar woman came to the castle and offered him a simple rose in exchange for shelter from the bitter cold. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away. But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances, for beauty is found within. And when he dismissed her again, the old woman's ugliness melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The prince tried to apologize, but it was too late, for she had seen that there was no love in his heart. And as punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and cast a spell on the castle and all who lived there. Ashamed of his monstrous form, the prince concealed himself inside the castle with a magic mirror as his only window to the outside world. The rose she had offered was truly an enchanted rose, and one that would bloom until his 21st year. If he could learn to love another and earn their love in return by the time the last petal fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed to remain a beast for all time. As the years passed, he fell into despair and lost all hope, for who could ever learn to love a beast?
Perfect.
Little town.
Let's do the whole movie.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, heist. That's going to be one of my favorite things I've ever done on the podcast right there.
Oh, did you know that all by heart?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm sure I messed up some of the words there, but I've been doing that for a long time.
See, you think you're a nerd. Hello, I told you. We understands completely.
That's wonderful. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I was having goosebumps the whole time. I was like, oh, I want to get through it. I got to get through the whole thing. I was afraid I was going to drop the words. That was fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, thanks for that. And what about some Disney park stuff? Is there I know the Epcot stuff? You know, we're big on Spectro Magic. We love Spectro Magic. What kind of requests do you get on Disney parks?
Oh yeah. Oh, Disney parks. I get, of course, like Happily Ever After, or Wishes.
I miss it. I miss it so much.
Jen loves Wishes. It's her favorite.
Love Wishes.
Or like.
Oh my God.
Need a big applause button.
And that was so fun because at Paris I don't have Fantasmic. But one time I was playing this and then I thought nobody knows this. Why am I even playing this? And then I did. And then someone in the corner heard some imagination, huh? And I was like, yes! There are people who know this.
Someone's here. They get me.
Here.
You definitely had me with Innoventions because I used to work in Innoventions back in 2004 to 2006. So that music, I mean, that's me walking into work every day and leaving work every day. So it brought it all back. I was like, oh, he knows how to play that.
That one?
Yes.
That one too.
Okay.
Or I like this one too. Legacy music.
So good.
Goodness.
Thank you.
I just sit here. We're just like,
So your stream this past, the Sunday, because we're recording this a week before, so Sunday the 23rd, you had a guest on, Priscilla, right? That was you had Priscilla on, and you guys did Suddenly Seymour, which was awesome. You were doing Les Mis, you did A Whole New World, you did America Spread Your Golden Wings from American Adventure. I mean, so you're covering all your bases here.
Yes.
So your knowledge of musical theater, as we're New York City people, so we like the Broadway, is I loved it very much to hear the Broadway stuff. What do you have a favorite Broadway musical?
Ooh, Oh, that's a good one. Well, the first musical I ever saw was Miss Saigon, and a little bit later, Phantom of the Opera. And I saw Phantom in Antwerp, in London, in Vegas, and on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
I saw Sierra Boggess in Vegas.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago, but it was really so that's the show that I know best, but I saw Book of Mormon, which was hilarious.
Yes. Yep.
There are so many different categories within Broadway, like more comedy or drama, or it is really hard to pick just one.
Yeah.
But,
Do you have a favorite Book of Mormon song?
Ooh. Oh, that is a good. Oh, there's so many great ones.
Yeah.
Of course, I believe that's the most famous one. Turn It Off is so funny when they actually do turn off the lights. When I first saw that, it was like, what?
Yeah.
It was so fun. I saw that show with Priscilla, my other friend I did the live stream with here in Amsterdam in the theater Carré. But it was not in Dutch. It was in English, and I believe it was the UK tour. I'm not sure, but I was so happy that it was in English because many of the jokes, you cannot translate them into Dutch.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah,
there's a lot of interesting jokes in that one, so that would be really tough to translate.
Yeah, exactly. And and here in the Netherlands, I perform with a lot of musical theater artists. For example, the Joke de Kruijf, and she is the Dutch Christine Daae in Phantom, and she's also the Dutch voice for Belle and Cinderella. So that's a lot of Disney voices as well. So that's why I know a lot of all these songs.
Because I was like, whoa, it's just killing Suddenly Seymour right now. And both of you were doing and I love that song. So I was just like, the music I love. It's not just the words, like I just love how the music flows. So I was curious to see, if you keep up to speed on even current stuff and go from there. But that's awesome.
What is your favorite musical?
Oh God, that's a loaded
my
question.
Goodness.
I'm a big fan of Sondheim's Merrily We Roll Along, which is a little obscure, but I like a lot of Sondheim. I've been very big on Hadestown, which is, within the last 2 years has become a big one that kind of blew me away. I'm trying to think, and I grew up on 42nd Street. So that musical was like the first thing.
Right?
Jen, I think I know how you'll answer, but
I mean, if we're gonna go old school, I would probably go with a chorus line. It's probably my Hello Dolly is another big one for me. So
that's also Main Street USA music, right?
I know, it's perfect.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. No, love to put on Sunday clothes. Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Little Wally music too. I mean, it was in Wally too. So so funny.
So the streams happen over on your YouTube channel, right? And they could just go youtube.com/heistpiano there. And then, of course, your website, heistmusic.com. Are there new things you're working on, new pieces? I mean, I would love for you to play something that you have composed yourself here before we go. But is there songs that are out there in the world that you're still learning right now, that you're working on, that are in progress, things like that?
Well, I'm working on my own album at the moment.
Yeah.
So I've been composing a lot of my original songs that I do on YouTube all the time, but I never recorded them to perfection, So that's what I'm doing now, and not just piano. I'm also adding instruments, and I'm asking people to record violins and things like that. So that's what I'm working on, and I want to record some new videos as well. I have 2 Epcot medleys, and I already selected all the songs for my Epcot medley part 3. So there's going to be a lot of obscure songs in that one too. A lot of things. things I'm
That's
excited
awesome.
about. Yeah.
And when do we think we can see this album of yours?
Ooh, yeah. I don't have a date yet, but
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay, and then you come back on and
Oh,
that
and
would
we
be
talk about it
wonderful.
more. Yeah.
That would be
Okay. Yeah.
And so I have perhaps 2 requests for your live stream this Sunday that's coming up, in which case would be the 6th of June. Way back in the day of the electrical water pageant on Seven Seas Lagoon, they used to do Handel's water music, and he used to go dun 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 dun. Dun. I don't know which which part of the suite it is, and then the other one would be because they took it away at Hollywood Studios, #always MGM. But I always loved listening to the overture from Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
And that's a big one. So I'll put you to the
Yes.
test on that one.
Okay, I'll play them June 6th. Oh, but I know that
Yeah.
one. Right now, I'm thinking, like, can you hum it? Do you know the maybe I can play it.
Okay. No, I can't hum it.
Something like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, something like that.
That's awesome.
I love to listen to the great movie ride background music. It has,
Yes.
you know, also. Gone with the Wind and Singing in the Rain and
Yeah.
Over the Rainbow. I love all these golden Hollywood. I really miss that. All those the music, you know, of the golden age of Hollywood. It's so wonderful. So I still listen to those loops that are still on YouTube. And
No, we miss the great movie ride and a lot of that kind of old MGM feeling and some of the music you did here. And
it's all so good. So all right, I'll definitely put in my official request for the part of water music. I'll put that in as official.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sure I've heard it before.
Once you hear it, you'll be like,
yeah,
you'll definitely get it right away.
You'll hear one note this time and get it. And it'll be
I
fine.
can't hum it. I can do Beauty and the Beast prologues. I can't do
Yes.
I'm not one for singing and humming. Well, is it possible to hear something of your original work here before we go?
Sure. Let me think what to play. Well, so let me think. There is a song that I when I end my live streams, I always end with a lullaby or a song that has a certain meaning. And a lot of times I end with a song that I wrote. It's called Dream Out Loud. So I'd like to play a little bit of
Yes,
that.
let's do it.
Okay. And I wrote it for a musical here in the Netherlands, Alice in Underland. So it's like Alice in Wonderland. And in this song, it is Alice's father who sings this to his daughter because she just had a nightmare. And he says, no, but you should think about positive things. And you're like, it's you who decides what your thoughts are about and anything's possible. So dream out loud. And that's kind of the message. So
Love it. Let's do it.
Here's a little bit. So I'll sing it too. My sweet little girl, all alone, so frightened. Hush now, dear Alice, don't be afraid. Step into the sunlight, get out of the shadow. Your future is bright, just be patient and wait. Have faith when you're dreaming, the world opens for you. Just know all you want, at your fingertips. Believe you can do it and start your adventure. Be brave now, start dreaming. Journey begins. Your dreams and adventures, so take off and go. Just think of the places that you didn't know. A tumbling hall with a big smiling cat, a running white rabbit, or strange man with heads so beautiful flowers who awfully sing. A
Yes, Heist. That was amazing. Your streams every Sunday on your YouTube channel, youtube.com/heistpiano, heistmusic.com for any of your music composition needs, courtesy of Gijs Van Winkelhof. Heist, this is amazing, and I swear we could go for hours, but it's 3 a.m. your time. And Jen has returned with her mic,
Yay!
so here we are.
Literally didn't do anything. It just decided to come back on its own. So that's fun. No, this was amazing. Thank you so much. I feel like I just sat here the whole time with goosebumps, and just hearing you play we seriously could do it all day. I mean, I just like, it just looks so effortless, and it's so easy to you, and it's amazing. Your talent is amazing.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you for being on.
And you're gonna keep running. You're gonna keep running with the streams long term, right? They're gonna keep going.
Yeah. I want to do this every week. Maybe when I start performing again, maybe I have to say, it's going to be Monday, or know. But for now, and I used to do my live streams at 2 a.m. as well, because a few years ago it was on Periscope in the Netherlands. No one knew Periscope, so that's why I did them later, because there were more Americans watching. But right now I start at 9 o'clock my time, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So then I hope that more people can watch. But I want to continue this every week because it's so fun, and the community is so fun, and because of that I also met people from all over the world, and we made friends, and it's just so cool. I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, that community is definitely, even for us here on the podcast, is always such a big part of it. So it's awesome that that has expanded to you as well at Gijs V Winkelhof, on the letter V Winkelhof on Twitter. So that is where we discovered you. So it's always we're Twitter people, and so
I love Twitter.
As you know. But Gijs, we cannot think. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna be thinking about like all this awesome stuff you just played, and we can't wait to have you on again in the future. And definitely when the album is ready to go, we'll definitely put something together.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes,
and if you have any other requests for the live stream, let me know.
I'll definitely get those in for June 6th and beyond. Gijs, thanks again.
Thank you. My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz, featuring Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. The theme was composed by Matt Harvey. The intro and the outro was performed by Lindsay Zarugian. The DIllo's Diz fact checker is Mel Dale. You can give DIllo's Diz a follow on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok at DIllo's Diz. DIllo's with an S, Diz with a Z. You can like DIllo's Diz on Facebook, facebook.com/DIllo's Diz. And you can subscribe to DIllo's Diz on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DIllo's Diz. That is where you'll find Theme Park Thursday live each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop us a line. DIllo's Diz, 55 Girard Street, number 987, Huntington, New York, 11743. And you can check in to the DIllo's Diz Resort at DIllosDizResort.com, your virtual destination for exclusive DIllo's Diz content. 3 membership level tiers, all at DIllosDizResort.com. We'll see you real soon, and that real soon is next week for Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz. The Improviser's Guide Network 2021.